Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big York Gardner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adog has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who cheered the aged prophet Elisha outside the Bethel. Sorry, this font is, of all the fonts, I find the hardest to read. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Adok. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself, Brother Adok. You're too sensitive to Guy's jokes. Or say nothing. I'll go with the second one. I am old, Andreas. Every slight against me stings with the fire of 1,000 wasps. But I will pray to God for the strength to endure this wickedness. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rotvogel had arrived and hurried out like a little mouse. Let's just get that line crossed off. Yeah, there he is, Lorenz Rotvogel. There we go. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rotvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rotvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course, that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. What's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Watch your mouth or I'll give you something to worry about. Guys, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andreas Baron Rotvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kiersau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Okay. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the In der Mauer manuscript. Like in the wall? A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. Oh, okay, so that's just their name. But it's very close to just saying in the wall, which is a strange name, but who knows? Maybe they lived in a castle wall or something. Like if it was a thick enough wall that people could live in. Who knows? What do you want, Andreas? A book. The In der Mauer manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep alone or... Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Why would you want to think about that during divine reading? Have you considered the Lord? Could I just get the book? That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get it? Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. No, why are you complaining? Isn't this your job? I'll go with the nicer one. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it? Is that the name? This script, I tell you, this script. But that's this nun. I suppose Illuminata, yeah, I think that's what it says. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata. Okay, that's easier to read. I'd like to borrow the Indamauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Thank you very much. Well, there we go. Let's continue with our masterpiece then. Are you gonna watch or where are you going? Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Is that all? It doesn't feel right. I don't know why. I'll go with that one. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. That's what clients want. That's what clients want? What do you want? Where are you in this work? I didn't know there was room for me in here. That doesn't concern me. I want to do a good job. I want my clients to be satisfied. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realize or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us. This book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of an old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? Why is that? Why has Kiersau kept this up for so long? Does that make you sad? I admit I am still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth, I knew it could not last. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing, be brought to truth. Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ah. This is how the clock works. Okay, I see. There we go. The bell is ringing. Ah, where's the time gone? It is already terse. A monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m., one of the little hours of prayer. Terce precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. God, like praying 7 times a day, it's a lot. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. The Rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Until later, Andreas. Until later. There we go. Alright. Oh, knocked something over. Who's that again? Ah, this is your thing. Okay. What's going on in here? Can we take a look at the book back there real quick? No, we cannot. Okay. But we saw he did something with that thing we found. Illuminata, how are you doing? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferenc came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed and left. He was in such a hurry I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Ferenc should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I'm gonna nod. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? What is that? The Clear Chronicle, a history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. Oh, that reminds me, there are a few more books I've been wanting to borrow. I'll ask the first one. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda and Mainz. Again, let's quickly take a look at where those places were at, at that point in time. Fulda, a town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the center of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. Mainz, located on the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, the elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primas Germaniae, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. And Cologne, a large, powerful, free imperial city on the river Rhine. It is a major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It is also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the 3 wise men represented as crowns on their arms. Okay. No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rotvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. Now, about this, Andreas. If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help you any way I can. Sure. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium, I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. I don't know what that is. Poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas. Oh, okay, right, yeah. A heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Okay, sure. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. Is there a difference between Innsbruck and Nuremberg inches? I mean, at that point, probably. What? Nuremberg inches are... What color are the covers again? Reddish. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. Ah. There they are. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Well, surely it's not that dire. You're right, of course. Is it really that bad, I asked to myself? Is being a woman that limiting at this point in time? Yeah? How would you know? True, she knows her life better than I do. I'm probably not going to listen to Grobian a whole bunch, but who knows? You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now, the books, if you please. Okay, let's hand them back. Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. Wretched Guerin, an Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea da Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. Okay, Adok had it here. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rusco of Lugano? Lugano? Yeah, Lugano. Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Duke of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. Baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forget the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? I suppose you're right, it's better suited for knaves like me. I guess I could go with that. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas, but the book, Andreas. We must return it, or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rusco's property. The book, please. Okay, let's hand it over. There is only 1 book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? The description should be sufficient. I don't know why you won't tell me, but alright, I'll find it. So here it is. Let's take a look at that. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this anyway? Ah, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why don't you tell me what this book is? I haven't asked so many questions. I've asked 1 question twice and you haven't answered me. I have good reason to not answer you. I'm gonna wait. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of 1 bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? Let's see. 200 years ago. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. Sounds reckless, and he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content is in question. I can sympathize with him. Yeah, destroying books, not really the best thing to do. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. The church was wrong, or fume silently. You know what? Telling a nun to her face that the church was wrong might not be the best move. I'm just going to fume silently about this one. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. How did Father Gernot even know the book was here? Mother Cecilia made a note of it in the inventory when she was the librarian. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. Yeah. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? I'm not sure. I'll hide it, keep it safe. Read it and become a French heretic. I hope she takes that as a joke. That's not funny, I'm serious. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rotvogel. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. I appeal to your duty as the librarian for this abbey to not to destroy this book. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey, far away. Or fine, take it. Yeah, sure. I'll be gone by the time Father Gernot asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. I swear, I'll take... Oh, okay, that's the persuasion meter. We have a lot of ups. Success. I'm trusting you in this, Andreas, against my better judgment. Don't make me regret this. Simple soul achievement. Okay. Now let's talk about Rotvogel, I suppose. Now then, Baron Rotvogel. Quickly, though, I need to finish up here soon. You said that he buys books from the abbey. What kind? She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. How long has he been visiting the abbey? He seemed unusually friendly with me. I don't understand it, honestly. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassier. He said it had some scandalous details in it. I'll go with the last one. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I have heard of it, but I have never read it and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? What do you know about the Romans in Tassing? What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? I can't claim any deep insight into the former abbot's mind. I understand him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It is not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. Do you prefer Father Gernot to Father Matthias? Could something in the book have led to Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue? I'll ask that. Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. So perhaps there is merit to that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Wait, How will you get to the church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought that was the only door to the library. We are standing in the oldest part of the abbey, and like any old place, it has its share of secrets. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. Okay. It is now sext. Now I expect you all to be very mature about this. That's the bell for sext. Monastic hour corresponding to noon. One of the little hours of prayer followed by dinner. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. Otto was down in the city. Okay. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. All right, let's take a look at that real quick so I can keep that in mind. Yes, okay, go to visit Otto. Then another day, another few pages. Right, that's the writing task. Okay. Yes. All right, you know, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. I can feel my voice going away gradually, step by step. So I'm gonna really have to give myself a break there. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.